Good morning, Stardew Valley, and welcome back to a new video where we are going to be taking a look at crab pots. We're going to be seeing, are they profitable? Are they worth it? And what is the most amount of money you can make in a day from crab pots if you cover the whole map with them? First off, we have a really messy Riverlands farm. So let's go ahead and get that all cleaned up. Amazing! There we go, all cleaned. Now we've got ourselves almost 2,000 crab pots. We are going to go around and place as many pots as we can, and we'll do all the math at the end. The goal is, could you do this in a real playthrough? Let's montage into placing some crab pots. Oh, this is going to take a while. Okay, so we just finished putting down all of the crab pots. We got 487 in total, which is way more than I got on the beach farm in my previous tests. I'm going to get us to fishing level 10, and we are going to choose our fishing profession perks so that we don't have to bait the crab pots ourselves. It's just a nice quality of life change. It'll make testing this a whole lot easier. Alright, next morning, bright and sunny, let's start collecting. I'm realizing now that this is going to take me a long time to film. Okay, there we are. 1 day's full work, and you can get it all done in one single triple shot espresso. We're now just going to sell this straight off. Ooh, okay, here we go. Back to bed. 16,885 big ones. That's not much at all. Obviously, most of that is because you earn nothing from trash. Really, what you want to be doing is turning your trash into recycling. That'll take you a while, but I've got fixes for these things, so stick with me. Okay, so we earned roughly $16,000. It is completely renewable. We don't have to put anything in to keep this going. We are going to continue on, and we are going to crab pot up the entire village. Let's start with Cindersap Forest. $1,672 crab pots. These will automatically bake themselves, which means tomorrow morning with some coffee, we are going to run around, we're going to harvest as many as we can in a day, and see what that earns us. Okay, and with only the power of coffee, I think we can get all of them, but it might take us the entire day. An entire village worth of crab pots for a day earns you $53,750. Okay, so with what we've learned, we're not making all that much money. But what if we didn't generate trash and we used the sashimi recipe to turn our fish into sashimi before we sell them? And for that, we're going to have to change our profession into the one that prevents us from receiving trash, but we will have to bait all of the crab pots ourselves. So bear with me, I'm going to go around, I'm going to collect an entire town's worth of baited crab pots. Whew. We have collected everything, and I've rebaited it all as well. Got a little bit faster at it, which is nice. So let's go in, and we are going to turn every fish that is worth less than 75 gold into sashimi and see how much we can earn this way. Okay, let's go. Everything's prepared. I've even got a little chest here because don't want to accidentally turn our crabs, our lobsters, or our crayfish into sashimi, and then everything else we are going to bring across. I think this is going to be a lot of money. Woo! 127,425 gold. The clams bringing in a little bit. That 458 crayfish bringing in a hefty chunk. But the 1,079 sashimi, 80,000 gold. I think there's potential here. We can push this even further. What if we automatically harvested and baited every single crab pot space in the entire game. First thing we're going to need to do this is the automate mod, and the second thing is a ridiculous amount of worm bins. If you're unsure what the automate mod is, I've done a few guides on it in the past. I'll link those below along with the mod itself. We are going to, on our farm, we're going to put our main chest here, and then let's go ahead and connect up all the little areas, and we are going to place down some worm bins. The amount of worm bins you're going to need is the amount of crab pots divided by 5, because the worm bins produce 5 bait every day. Okay, so we have placed down 98 worm bins. Let's go rinse and repeat for every area of the game. The mountains, Cindersap Forest, the beach, the main town, the bug lair, the witch's hut, the sewers, and the secret woods. We've also done the pond in the desert, and then on Ginger Island we've covered the beach that is there, the Ginger Island farm, the bone zone, Gorman's cave, the pirate cove, and the little walnut area that comes out of the volcano. With 2,347 crab pots harvested, surely this is profitable. Alright, we put our crayfish, lobsters, and crabs away for safekeeping. We're making our sashimi. This is it, the final amount. The maximum we can get from crab pots is 179,245 gold. That is the hypothetical maximum you can get from crab pots every day in Stardew Valley. But is it worth it? And how long would it take you to pay that off? Oh boy, is that a fun number to crunch.
6 hours later.
With all the math done, I have come to the conclusion that we would ultimately come out in the negatives in a real world playthrough. 2,347 crab pots and a further 485 worm bins. In order to get this amount of crab pots, you can either spend eternity farming the materials, or they will cost you 3,520,500 gold from Willy. You will earn this amount back after 20 in-game days of using the crab pots, which is not too bad. However, worm bins cannot be purchased. You have to craft them. And for that many worm bins, you need over 24,000 fiber and more than 12,000 hardwood, not to even mention the gold and iron. If you have these kind of resources lying around and you use mods, then sure, go ahead, give this a go. It's decent passive income. However, if you don't already have the resources or you don't use mods, then the sheer cost of the worm bins and the initial investment amount for the crab pots is too much to swallow. And trust me, harvesting these without automate is very labor intensive. So no, crab pots are not worth it, but they are fun. And together, we learned just how far we can push their limits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, goodbye.